Hello, thank you for watching Lewis the Tech Guy. In today's video, we're going to use Flutter to create these simple, amazing bar charts. Stay tuned. Alright, so in typical fashion, I got my basic setup here. Lewis the Tech Guy, nothing fancy at all, right? So yeah, gotta run app. My app has a state, is stateful. It comes here. I got a scaffold app bar, text the title, Lewis Tech Guy. Background color blue. The squiggly line is because I too lazy to put the const keyword in front of everything and to update all these things, and I'm ready for now. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna create a chart, and I already went to my PubSpec YAML and I incorporated um, the charts Flutter package. So I already got that, and just you know because I'm weird, we'll do that. All right, so there it is right there in case you want to read it, or I'll definitely include the link in the video when I do it, so that way you'll have the link to the charts Flutter package. Okay, so, and this is for me playing with it earlier. So I already went ahead in the lib folder, I created a practice.dart because in here we're gonna basically just bring in whatever we create over here, right? And so over here, what I want to do is I want to import, and this all makes sense in a second. It, import math because I'll need that. Import material. I might need that, and then import. And I'm sorry, 'cause I know the text is a little small, so let me make it bigger. And then I'll import the charts package, and let's see if it wants to agree with me. Here it is, and we're gonna do that as chart. Right, that's the way you do that. Let me just double check that for a second. I wrote down some notes over here. Oh, no. Here we go. All right, so over here we're going to create a class called sample data, right? And it extends our stateless widget, which of course is going to require my override. So I'm just going to be lazy and make use of my wonderful IDE to create my override to build my widget here, right? Okay. So the other thing I'm going to build is an object, and I'll explain to you why I'm creating this right now. But I have to create like a sales class of parameters that I want, because essentially whatever I create here is going to kind of use this to loop through to make a chart. And so what I'm going to do is Lewis the Tech Guy Sales, right? So I'm creating a class called Lewis Tech Guy Sales, and in there we're going to have a string of year. So what year were the sales done? And then int of sales, right? And we'll have a LTG sales constructor, and I know I can use my wonderful IDE to do that for me, but sometimes it's nice to type it out. Okay, so in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a static list. So I'm going to do a list or a static list, right? And this is going to be of type charts.series, right? And this chart series is going to be of type LTG sales and strings. And I'm going to call this sample data, right? And so this sample data in here, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to create some data. And the data is going to be based off of the LTG sales. Let me make sure I put that there. Let's bring this up so we can all see, right? And I think it's mad at me because I didn't capitalize the L there. Okay, and so now I'm going to do an LTG sales instance here, and the year is going to be, let's do 2017, right? And then what numbers did I do in sales? Let's say I did 15, okay? And then the next year, so the next entry we're going to have here of our type sales is going to be of 2018. And this year I had a great day, or I had, did 20 in sales, whatever 20 is. LTG sales again. And this is 2019. And we had a really good year, so we did 55. Whoa, we're moving on up, huh? And so then the next year, 2020, of course, because it's a pandemic, but we're a tech company, so we did great. We did 150 in sales. Okay, so I got some sample data there, right? So ultimately, what we want to return is this charts series type right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our return keyword, and it's going to be a list, and we'll put a semicolon there, and we're going to do charts dot series, and it's going to be, of course, LTG sales and string. All right, here we go. And so it's yelling at me because it has some properties here. So it's looking for data, domain, ID, and measure function. So, okay, so let's start with the ID. The ID is whatever you want to call it. It's a string. So we're going to call this money, or let's call it sales. Why not? And then the next one is data. And this is going to be simple. We're just going to pass it the data that we created right here, which is of type LTG sales down here, right? So we gave it all these values. And then we're going to say our domain function, right? It takes an object. And so the object is going to be our LTG sales. And we're going to pass it as sales. And we're going to pass in our, oops, sorry about that. I'm drawing a blank here. Our context here. And it's going to return sales.year. And then on the measure, again, we're going to do the same exact thing and call it sales. And I mean, what you name this doesn't matter as long as it returns the value there. So it takes that object, loops through it, and gives it a new value. So years, and this is going to be sales. Okay. And then I can take this off because that's not needed. Okay, it looks like we have what we need. So we have a sample data class with a sample data property here, the list that is composed of our LTG sales and our sample data here that returns a chart series because that's what you're going to need to create our bar chart. So now returning over here, I didn't need this, I guess, so we'll remove that. I'm going to copy this because I'm going to need this in my main.dart. So I'm going to come over to my main.dart, paste that in there, and then I'm going to come to my child right here, and I'm going to change this from text to charts dot bar chart. And in here, what I'm going to call is that um, sample data, or yep, sample data dot sample data. And because of my IDE, it automatically imports the package there, the file. And so now, if I hit run, this should change into a bar graph. Awesome. And you can see how my sales skyrocketed in 2020. So that's pretty cool. The last thing I'm going to show you is that you could do an animation duration. So you saw I went kind of quick. And in the duration here, we're going to do milliseconds. And we're going to say 2000 just so we can get a good look at it. And obviously there's things you could do to change colors, add names, but I kind of want to give you just a little feel for this. And there you go, so nice and slow so you can see the change of it. Awesome. All right, so that's a bar chart. Nice little sample for you today. I'm sure I'll make more videos about charts in Flutter. If you have any questions, please let me know.